Good day, social media family. It's Kaylee checking back in with another video reacting to CMHA through a six-figure celebration while thousands wait on housing help. If this is your first time stopping past this channel, my name is Kaylee, and on this channel we discuss all things related to real estate and our mission, which is affordable housing. If you are not new, welcome back and thanks for stopping by again. Let's dive in.
It's the oldest public housing agency in America and provides assistance to tens of thousands of low-income residents across Cuyahoga County. But tonight, News 5 investigators uncovered the big bucks the Cuyahoga Metropolitan Housing Authority spent to celebrate its own anniversary. And as thousands sit on waiting lists for housing help, some are questioning the agency's decision. News 5 investigator Scott Knoll has more on what he's discovered and how CMHA's leader defends that six-figure spending.
This isn't how Tanita Anderson planned.
Now, before we get too far into this video, I want to ask a simple question. Do you all feel that it takes six figures to celebrate?
Planned life.
Sometimes I stand here like this, just waiting for a day where I have a different view.
The 55-year-old shares an apartment with a friend, much of what she owns.
This is it. And it's been like this since November of 2020.
Packed away in boxes, waiting for a lifeline.
And I scroll through.
She spent years looking for.
Nothing.
Anderson is one of 10,000 people on CMHA's waitlist for public housing.
No.
And nearly 15,000 families are waiting for housing vouchers.
Individuals need affordable housing for more than one reason. You have individuals that are young, looking for upward mobility, and they can't afford housing and go to school and work. So you have the resource for affordable housing for those individuals. And then you have
Vouchers, according to CMHA records.
How tough is it to find quality, affordable housing?
Tough. And I did not know until I became a person in need.
She never thought she would. She worked most of her life, but then 11 years ago, all that changed.
Woke up one morning.
So we have a lot of individuals that continuously say that individuals are trying to depend off the government, but what do you do when
Morning had a seizure. Discovered a brain tumor. It's devastating.
Now disabled, she says she lives on $928 a month from Social Security.
You're trying to figure out how you're going to make it from day one of this.
So when someone falls ill, no one signed up for that. You mean to tell me that they aren't owed or deserve the right for affordable housing?
Month to day one of next month.
It's why she applied for public housing. She says the first time was 2017.
Waiting list status?
Since then, she's applied to other CMHA properties too.
That's since June 24th of 2020.
What Anderson didn't know was as she waited for help,
I want to mention this right quick. For individuals that have been on a housing choice voucher waiting list for quite some time, I know with you already being in a bind, it can be even harder to do this, but I still think it's worth mentioning. If you are in a bind, they have housing choice vouchers all over the United States. CMHA is based out of Ohio. If you can start applying for other waiting lists in other states and see where the chips fall. Because at that point, you're essentially increasing your chances of getting housing faster because now you are on more than one waiting list.
CMHA was celebrating. Social media posts show a who's who of Northeast Ohio leaders gathered inside the downtown Hilton Hotel last September for a gala to celebrate the public housing agency's 90th anniversary. The price tag, According to records obtained by News 5 investigators, CMHA spent $121,249 on the party.
Wow. Wow. $121,000? You kidding me, right? It had to have been more than a celebration for $121,000, right? I mean, they must have had somebody in there walking on water, right?
Jeffrey Patterson is CMHA's chief executive officer.
The number of people that are in need of affordable housing continues to grow day by day.
And with that in mind, isn't it a bad look to spend that money on a gala instead of on housing people?
This was
Hello? Are we not here? He just said it's thousands of people in need of affordable housing every day. But yet, did we just not hear the same thing? $121,000? While we're here pausing, I also want to read you guys Jeffrey Patterson's snippet of his bio. He is the CEO of CMHA. Jeffrey Patterson was appointed to Chief Executive Officer by the CMHA Board of Commissioners in March of 2012. After serving as CMHA's interim CEO and Chief of Staff and Operations, he has over 30 years of dedicated service to the residents of Cuyahoga County. As CEO of one of the 10 largest housing authorities in the country, he is responsible for a $230 million budget, approximately 1,000 employees, 10,500 units of housing, and 15,000 housing choice vouchers, and nearly 55,000 residents and participants of CMHA's low-income public housing and housing choice voucher programs.
It's an opportunity for employees, resident leaders, people who have been committed to serving housing over the past 90 years to learn, reflect, and have an opportunity to get motivated, stay re-engaged.
But the idea of $88 a plate short rib and garlic smeared chicken dinners for 750 people?
Make me sick to my stomach.
You know, it's ridiculous. That man said they're celebrating because for them to get motivated, rejuvenated for individuals that have been working for the last 90 years. I'm sure there's no one in there that has been working consecutively for 90 years in that building for that celebration. So that's not even a good enough excuse to spend that type of money at all. What do you guys think?
Here.
Ridiculous to Anderson. One meal at the gala equals 2 weeks of groceries for her.
I can do a lot of magic with $88. Not because I want to, I have to.
Would you describe the gala as having been swanky or over the top?
Just look at his face. What's funny? He's laughing because he has a home to go to at night. He doesn't have a $928 budget for housing, food, clothes, necessities, and what about our wants? Check to paycheck. That's not desirable. But for the individuals that have to, they do what they have to do. But you would think with someone in charge, such as this gentleman right here, that these people would catch a break either once a month, once a year at a minimum, you know, a little food banquet at their community and give out a plate. I'm sure that's not going on.
What do you mean by swanky stuff?
Luxury? I mean, $121,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah, I think it was an event that had a significant number of people who got an opportunity to enjoy themselves.
But CMHA residents we talked with,
They had an opportunity to enjoy themselves. That money that is there for the budget of low-income families are for low-income families, not for individuals that are of the privilege, that has a job, that has can drive to work. It's not there for them to enjoy themselves. That's ridiculous.
We weren't there. No, sure wasn't.
Had other thoughts about the price tag for that celebration.
Ain't that a killer? I don't believe that. God, dog.
From $949 for a red carpet and photo booth to $1,500 balloons.
That's sad. That's sad.
That's on top of
It is sad. It is very sad. Like they said, they wasn't there. I'm sure that's very too much like right. Like I said, that money could be spent a numerous of ways, whether they were doing a giveaway for food once a month, minimum once a year, socks, hat, coats. Not one community, but yet they have a gala for $121,000 to enjoy themselves.
$6,000 for decorations, nearly $4,500 for awards, a band, DJ, and more than $2,500 for take-home crystal paperweights for attendees. The bills have some questioning CMHA's priorities.
And they ain't want to do nothing for us? That's crazy.
Correct. They need to be questioning their authorities and their priorities on how they're spending their money, because I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming, that they didn't do not one thing for individuals that it is actually for. Makes me sick to my stomach, like Miss Anderson said, to see $121,000 going to waste in one day for some individuals to enjoy themselves when you have real life issues that could be solved with that money. No, it's not going to solve everything, but it can sure help going towards in the right direction.
Right now, my water won't get hot.
Ridiculous, because I mean, they could be spending the money more on safety issues anyway.
Josiah Quarles from Northeast Ohio Coalition for the Homeless says realistically, $121,000 is not going to solve the county's housing needs, but says
now that's where I disagree to agree. I'm not here to be controversial but I will speak our piece on our true, honest opinion about this. I think this is ridiculous. And for him to get on here and say that $121,000 will not solve everything, we're not looking for solutions to everything. But however, we're looking for quality, affordable housing. And when you're in these communities, bringing in, if there wasn't individuals living in these communities, there would be no budget. So if you have individuals in these communities, that means you can use this funding for other things, such as giveaways through the holidays, plates for Thanksgiving, nice different things that will help and motivate the low income to be able to help them upgrade their quality of life, to be able to do great things out here. So I really disagree with that statement. However, we're going to continue to watch.
spending that money on a celebration downtown seems tone deaf.
It's hard when you're struggling and folks are partying, and they're supposed to be the providers for your stability. Like, that's challenging.
So where did that money come from? CMHA says part of it was ticket sales, the rest from sponsorships and donations.
Now we're talking also, you can bring in different individuals that is actual motivating to the community, whether it's somebody from actual CMHA coming down and speaking of different opportunities in the area as far as different trades, certificates, and real resources for individuals to really upgrade their quality of life. Some people are in housing authority forever. However, you have individuals that if it wasn't for affordable housing, they wouldn't be where they are today. So you cannot tell me that affordable housing and appropriate use of affordable housing funding cannot solve some things. It can solve a lot of things when you have the right people in office, in these seats, working these jobs.
The total raised $119,398. Not even enough to cover the cost of the gala. And we noticed something else. It wasn't corporate dollars footing the bill. Nearly half of the money raised came from two agencies tied to CMHA. $5,000.
We aren't surprised, are we? We're not surprised, are we? Two of the main donators were tied directly to CMHA. And CMHA is Cuyahoga Metropolitan Housing Authority. Therefore, it provides resources for low-income families and disability individuals with affordable housing and resources, but yet they are doing what? How is this trickling down for the individuals who it is actually for? But the young gentleman just said $121,000 is not going to solve individual solutions or problems, but they aren't fixing them either. You know, the young gentleman just spoke about how he doesn't have hot water. Why they can't get that done? It's not going to solve their financial needs. However, why can't I get quality, affordable housing? What's the excuse for that?
From its tenant housing organization, which gets its funding through CMHA, and $50,000 from the Western Reserve Revitalization and Management Company. That's CMHA's nonprofit arm. Patterson is vice president of the nonprofit. Some people.
Here he goes again. Let's see what he has to say. I'm almost sick of hearing him with his don't make sense responses at all.
People would say, well, it looks like the left hand's giving the right hand money.
The money that was given from Western Reserve was not given directly by one individual. It's given directly by the Western Reserve Board.
You're on that board?
Yes, I am. I'm on the board.
Hello. Again, I wasn't surprised for you guys. Did you guys anticipate him saying something like that? Because what is he talking about? I'm confused. Can somebody fill me in? Maybe I'm missing something. Let's have a nice debate, conversation, and not controversial at all, but please, someone please let me know what this gentleman is talking about. Because Scott is asking some very good questions, but he's not giving very logical answers at all. He's seeming very suspicious.
Everyone on the board has ties to CMHA, correct?
At this time, yes.
Did you recuse yourself from that vote?
I don't know.
So we checked. Minutes from that meeting make no mention of Patterson abstaining from the vote to donate $50,000 to the agency he runs. What it does show is the donation was approved October 10th, nearly 1 month after the gala took place.
What would you...
1 month after the gala took place. So you mean to tell me you guys went over budget, used the housing authority's money, essentially, and then you went over budget, didn't have any of the individuals that the money was there for at the celebration, didn't get an invite, didn't choose 5 individuals from 10 communities to be a part of the celebration just to be included and say that you actually somewhat did it for the individuals that it was for? No. This is ridiculous, guys. It's ridiculous.
You say to somebody who looks at this and says, that was money wasted that could have gone toward helping families find housing.
I can understand their perspective.
Do you agree with their perspective?
I can understand their perspective.
But do you agree?
I can understand their perspective.
Nobody cares.
He's so embarrassed. If you're so embarrassed, it's almost as if they didn't think no one was going to find out about their celebration. I am so glad News 5 Cleveland did this investigation, because these things go on so much and is swept under the rug in different areas. Just like, fun fact, I have something for you. Cleveland, one of the highest concentrations of poverty in the country, it had a cut. Cleveland had a budget cut of $250 million to the Housing and Urban Development Department's home program, and a $1 billion reduction to the program that helps state and local governments produce affordable renting and owner-occupied housing. So it's already so much. I would consider unfair treatment, corruption. I don't know which way we're going to go with this, but affordable housing is needed, and they already made one huge cut. $230 million, $1 billion. And then you have the actual housing authority throwing a celebration for $121,000. But yet they want to know, why is it crime? Why is so much just chaos going on? Because individuals' basic needs are not getting met. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, individuals' basic needs need to be met for them to be able to reach their full potential. And housing is a necessity. It's not a benefit. It's a necessity.
Anderson doubts it. She believes CMHA leadership is out of touch.
Uncover it all, Scott.
Please,
Somebody
Scott.
needs to help.
Please. This is ridiculous.
He found outrageous.
Does any of this pass the smell test to you?
None. It's all garbage. It's all garbage.
I agree, Miss Anderson. It is all garbage, and it does not pass the smell test at all.
There's people living on the street on this waiting list. And all they want is a place to live. They need a place to live while they're out gallivanting at the Hilton.
Again, housing is not a benefit. It is a necessity. If one cannot get what they're owed, what they deserve, what do we expect our communities to look like? What do we expect the schools to look like? What do we expect? So don't be surprised when they come to your home, Jefferson Patterson, busting down windows, looking for food, looking for housing, and so forth, because you feel like it's more important to have a $121,000 celebration to motivate staff instead of helping thousands of people that you're in charge of a budget. $15,000 in housing choice vouchers, but yet I'll be quiet.
I asked CMHA's CEO if he had to do it all over again, would he still spend that money on a gala? He said he didn't know, then laughed and said if he's here for the 100th anniversary, we'll see.
So, Scott, you mentioned the...
So it seems very much like this a joke to Jefferson Patterson. He said he can understand their perspective, but obviously he doesn't if he feels like what it sounds like to me, correct me if I'm wrong, someone, that he would do it again in 10 years. Please, somebody get this man out of office. Please. He does not deserve his job. He does not, obviously is not, is what his mission that he's working for is not what his mission and philosophy that's true to him. So therefore, he does not deserve to be a CEO of a housing authority if he cannot appropriate these funds on boards that are providing funds from one board to donate to the gala celebration. Sounds like this man does not need to be in charge of no budgets, no nothing. Let alone, I'm a little skeptical on if he deserves his job at this point, really.
And ticket sales didn't cover the cost. So who did?
Well, no surprise here. CMHA says that money came from the agency's funds.
A lot of eye-opening and significant data presented in that report.
Absolutely.
All right, Scott Knoll, thank you.
I am your host, Kaylee on the Spot, checking out. Please comment down below your thoughts on CMHA throwing a six-figure celebration while thousands wait on housing help. If you have not done so already, make sure to subscribe for more, and we'll see you on the next one, guys. See ya.